conference, Mr. Graves of Georgia.
The gentleman from Georgia is recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, 46 days ago, I was sworn in right down here before the House, and since that time, constituents ask, what has been the biggest surprise since your time being sworn in? And I'll tell you what it is. I've seen it here today. I've seen it over the past several weeks, and that is the fear and the lack of trust in this leadership to allow their own members to vote on amendments. It's clear there's bipartisan opposition to this measure. In fact, 88 amendments were offered, only 9 accepted. No Republicans from the Gulf Coast region had an accepted amendment, and only 2 Democrats from the region had amendments accepted. 14% of the Democrat amendments offered were accepted, meaning a large portion were not, and only 4% of Republican amendments were accepted to even be voted on here today. That means that over 50 million American voices did not get their representation right here today because more than 80 members of Congress's amendments were ignored by this Democrat majority. There's got to be a better way, and maybe in about 6 months we'll find out. Now, yield back time.
The gentleman yields back the balance of his time. The gentleman from Washington State reserves the balance of his time. The gentleman from West Virginia.
Mr. Chairman, I'm very happy to yield at this point the chairman of the Subcommittee on Coast Guard of our Transportation Infrastructure Committee, and gentleman who has been so instrumental in helping bring this legislation to the floor, Mr. Elijah Cummings, 2.5 minutes.
Thank you very much.
The gentleman from Maryland is recognized for 2.5 minutes.
Thank you very much. I rise in strong support of the manager's amendment. I express strong support of the underlying text, including the extensive provisions authorized